Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's 15-minute market update. I hope you're having a good day, morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Today is Friday, August 9th, 5:57 a.m. local time. Let me give you my disclaimer to protect myself legally, please. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I am wrong 99.9% of the time. So if you use real money and you follow me, you have a 99.9% chance of losing it all. This is just for entertainment purposes only. This is to be considered game theory for your fantasy paper trading. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and leave off. We have a lot to talk about. So yesterday on the video, I believe we were somewhere around here. We were looking the fact that we were going back and forth from the inside of that W market formation that I was hoping to find in the macro view, and we can still go up to the 0.50 as long as we don't close above it and we honor it. We still have a valid W formation for the price to come down and do something like this. However, we did not get that. What did we get? We got a massive candle. Overall, we had one of the biggest candles that Bitcoin has put. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to go back and look for another daily candle. We have a $6,500 closed candle. However, at one point when I was looking at it right before it closed, it was at, when it hit the top before it closed, it was at $7,500. I don't ever remember seeing a $7,500 candle in Bitcoin. But if you guys could look for one and then give me on the comments below on Twitter, let me know the date of that candle. I would love to look at it. I want to see the market around that time frame and how it was behaving and at what price point was Bitcoin when we went up that. But we did close at 6,500. So maybe that might be a place to look at. In any case, I wanted to show you that this was the two scenarios that we had in place, that if we can go up here and we get rejection, then I'm looking for my W. We didn't get it. Instead, this was another path that if we do break above it, I'd want to see a back test, and then I'm going to assume we're going to go higher. We went way higher before we even came back, and right now, like 12 hours later, we're now barely getting that back test, and we're holding the back test. Look, we are holding that back test. 3 hours now, we've been bouncing off of it. So now the question is, do we bounce here or do we go higher? One of the things that we need to keep in mind is that we have to look at broader markets. I think we have to look at broader markets, the S&P, and look at where it's going to go today. And it has a possibility of still going higher to the 545, I believe, marker that will backtest the bear break of its drop. Just like I do the backtest on these moves, nothing changes on any market. So that push up today may be why we're holding this, and this move to the upside might coincide with the S&P pushing up to backtest its bear break. And then we'll have to see from there. Could it go lower? Yeah, it could go lower, or it can regain it. I don't know. And I'm not here to speculate that far out. All I need to know is, what am I looking for today? What's going to confirm to me that we're going to go higher and we're going to go lower? So far, the confirmation is set in place for a bounce to go higher. Market still needs 29 minutes to open. So between 29 minutes and an hour and 59 minutes, because sometimes they'll start moving at 6:30, or sometimes they'll wait for the 10 o'clock hour. So for me, it's 6:30 in the morning. For me, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. It's 9 o'clock in the morning there. Stock market opens at 9:30. At 10 o'clock, between 9:30 and 10 is usually when we see that those moves happen. So between those times, let's see what this does. If we fall below this and we back test it and we're getting rejection, that's going to tell me that the possibility is now flipping to the bears, that we're going to go back down. Now, this no longer is a W. This went above the 0.50. As a matter of fact, I'm going to remove this because it's no longer valid. I'm going to remove the harmonic patterns. I don't need to crowd my chart. And we went into the lower high rule. So now we changed the dynamics. Remember in the beginning of the week, after we had this drop, I was telling you guys that if we go straight up here to the lower high rule, the possibility increases, the probability increases, better said, that we're going to put a lower low. Now, we didn't go straight up to it, but we did push into it very aggressively yesterday. So now we're back at that crossroads that, okay, now we did hit the lower high, but it's not confirmed. This lower high, even though it hit it, it's part one of two parts. For me, we need a lower low to confirm this lower high. But what can happen after a bounce? Now, I'm going to go to the higher time frames, and I am forced to do the rules all over again. I have to go in here, and I've got to look for a possible higher low, just like we did in the beginning on Monday with the lower time frames to get that stair step up to our inside of the W market structure. Now I've got to do that on the higher time frames because we had a nice push, a straight push. We haven't dropped below any of these candles. All these candles have been higher and higher. So this entire push from 49,000 to yesterday's peak now becomes an area where I want to see, do we come down and do we put in a higher low? And the higher low rule means that we cannot close below the 0.50. If we do that, we invalidate this. And if we invalidate that, it still doesn't guarantee we're going to put a lower low, because then the next step is I've got to put in my 6.8, 706, and 786 fib box, which means that if we come down here, we don't normally get the spring action. We get a consolidation in here. So this consolidation in here may take us a few days, a few weeks, I don't know, but it's not as strong as bouncing off of this continuation rule to carve out and confirm that higher low. So it's going to be a process of waiting. We got to wait to see what the market shows us, what the market gives us, but it's all going to start with one thing. This whole thing that I just explained about starts with one thing: a rejection. First of all, a fail of this line, flip this back into resistance, and a rejection. Without that, none of this is possible, because the market is proving to us that it wants to stay up here. The market so far is proving to us. Now, it's proving to us in a very weak state. What I mean by that is there's no time zone where it's coinciding with. So New York will come online very shortly, and that's when we start getting the influence. We all know that the broader markets, the bigger boys, they're the ones who control the flow. They have a lot of impact, and especially now that they own most of the Bitcoin out there in circulation. And while you guys were all selling during the $49,000 drop, they were all buying. All the data shows it now. Nobody can say, oh, no, that's hopium. No, it's not hopium. It's actually facts. If you go out there and you look at the facts, you look at Crypto Quant, he has all the facts there. They all bought. All right? The inflows were insane. So they were buying all of the retail Bitcoin, and that's what they're here to do. You're doing the opposite of what they're doing, but you want to succeed. So you don't want to follow the successful market makers. You want to be successful, but you don't want to follow their patterns, is basically what's going on. And the data proves it. So at this point, we need to wait what the big boys are going to do, because they control the market now. We wanted them here. They're here. Well, now they control it. So depending on what the reaction we get in here is going to determine what happens today. And I don't have a crystal ball, so I'm right here with you guys. I'm waiting to see what that reaction is. I'm ready for both possibilities, whether I'm going to take another long here, or am I going to add to a short, or am I going to open up a separate short from a different account? I don't know that yet. I need to wait for that reaction, and I need to wait for that confirmation, because we can fall underneath here and then we can regain it, back test, and go. Or vice versa. We can push up, come back down here, back test this, and drop. Either way. It can happen either way, and I don't know. So I've got to wait for the data to tell me what to do. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I do have some things I got to do. I don't think I'll be able to do an update tomorrow, guys. I'm going to be out on my boat tomorrow. I've got some friends of mine. One of my friends, a good friend, is his birthday, so we're going to be out there on the lake early in the morning, so I don't think I'll be around. I will try, if I can, maybe in the afternoon, give you guys an update. But for now, this will be the update, and we'll have to wait and see. If anything, we'll have to wait on Sunday, and I'll see what transpired between now and Sunday, and I'll give you guys that update. Thank you very much for the views, for the response. I really appreciate it. If you guys would like to join my Telegram group, it's $25 a month. Don't get scammed. I already got a guy got scammed yesterday. You have to make sure you never click on a comment link. So if somebody comments below on this post, you never click any of those links. You want access? You go to the mailbox, the envelope in my profile. Off of this video here, you click on my name, you click on the envelope, you send me a personal DM, hey BC, how can I get access? I'll send you the link and you can sign up. It's the only way. I'm not going to reach out to you and ask you how your trading is going. Those are the scammers. And I can't believe people are still falling for that. Do not answer, do not click any link from the comments. Come to me directly. All right? Everyone have a really good day and have a great weekend if I don't hear from you tomorrow.